Hello everybody, what's going on? It is me, Stoner Yoshi, and today we're going to be doing our very first smoke circle. Smoke circle is where I determine what fictional characters would be the best and the worst to smoke with. So, a couple of ground rules to start off with. Rule number 1, everyone that I'm talking about, we're going to assume for the sake of the list that 1, they're allowed to smoke, it's legal, that 2, it's healthy for them to smoke, and that 3, they want to smoke with me. Everyone on this list wants to smoke with me. I'm deciding whether or not I let them. Rule number 2, if you disagree with me, which you're allowed to because this is all my opinion, go ahead and make your voice heard in the comments, but this is all completely subjective, so deal with it. Thirdly, third most, we are going to go over our categories. So as you can see here, it's S, A, B, C, D, F, like a normal tier list. However, there's a couple stipulations to it. So top category, life-changing smoke. That's the kind of smoke sesh that literally improves your life for the better. So these are saved for characters who are giving you like good life advice, maybe. Characters who it would just be so special to smoke with that, like, cream of the crop, top of the top. Amazing sesh, slightly below that, still special, still unique, just not quite gonna alter the course of your life as you live it. Bong buds. Bong buds is an interesting category. That's like, this one, you're still very happy to smoke with them, but it's not quite as special of an occasion. They're a beat. They're a bong bud. C is for in the circle. So I'm gonna let them be in the smoke circle on a C, but I don't want them necessarily sitting right next to me or maybe even smoking. Maybe they're just sitting in the circle. D is for don't wanna. I don't wanna smoke with these people. And finally, we have the nightmare blunt rotation. That's saved for the worst of the worst. So today, we're talking about cereal mascots. We're determining who will be best and worst to smoke with. And right up, first things first, we get a fucking minefield here because they've grouped the Apple Jacks, cinnamon, and apple into the same entity. And that makes things a little bit difficult on me because cinnamon, obviously his smoke is tough, his bitches are bad, he wears cool ass sweaters. The type of weed that he smokes would make ordinary non-cinnamon people blind. Now apple hates cinnamon, he's a narc, he doesn't believe in smoking, he much prefers DMT. And so this leads me to, because if it was just apple, you know, that would at least be an amazing sesh. But the fact that it's the two of them, I still want them in the circle. They're invited. Maybe they'll be beefing, maybe they'll hash it out. Hell, maybe Apple will even, upon being invited to my smoke circle, have a Scrooge-like personal transformation. Up until I see that with my own eyes, gonna be a C from me. Speaking of C, Captain Crunch is next. Captain Crunch, interesting case with this fella. He is obviously, he's military coded, which might raise some alarms at first. I'm thinking to myself, is he going to get horrible PTSD flashbacks whilst hitting the reefer? Or is he just kind of like a square if he's still serving? And then I realized he's not serving anymore. He left the military to pursue his cereal interests, and he's a little bit on the older side. Honestly, I think I still want him in the circle. I think it's still a test. I still think we're seeing whether or not Captain Crunch can hang or not. So he'll just be right there for now. Following this, we have the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Crazy Squares. Now, I don't mean to cast aspersions on the character of the Crazy Squares. However, every commercial I've seen them in has them doing cannibalism, which is a little bit of a no-no in my smoke circles, me personally. However, I'm not a piece of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so he wouldn't eat me. I'm gonna throw him in don't wanna. I don't wanna smoke with Cinnamon Toast Crunch Square. Sue me. He seems violent. Moving on. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. This man cannot hold his chocolate cereal, and we're expecting him to hold weed? To hold illicit, slightly hallucinatory substances? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't see it. I think he would lose his goddamn mind immediately, start bouncing all over the place, start destroying my furniture. And I like my furniture. I have nice furniture. I have wicker tables and shit. Okay. Cocoa Puffs Bird and Cookie Crisps Wolf live in a similar place in my brain. However, while Cocoa Puffs Bird is just a crazy person who can be set off like anything, and honestly doesn't even want to be set off, like he doesn't want to be harmful, he just happens to be a force of nature like that. To me, the Cookie Crisps Wolf is a fucking predator. And I don't trust him, and he's going in the nightmare. I don't particularly want to be around him. Blueberry. Blueberry's interesting. For one, would be cool as hell to smoke with a ghost. I don't think anybody's denying that. Proof of the paranormal, plus, you know, get all blazed with him, that's cool. However, something about the boater hat and the bow tie and how long he's been around, he feels to me like he was like a 1920s guy who then died. And so I think decent chance he's racist. If we're being real, decent chance he's racist. But is it a chance I'm willing to take? Maybe. He can't be racist against me. I'm Yoshi, for that matter. Also, I like his boater hat, and I like his bow tie, and I like his vibe in general. He's like a prankster kind of a ghost. He's like a Casper kind of a ghost. I fuck with him. I can't lie, I fuck with him. As I fuck with Count Chocula. Now, you gotta think, another old guy, another sort of threat. He is a vampire. I think he's like a chocolate vampire. I think he like sucks the chocolate out of naughty children or whatever. But where would we place him? I'm gonna go ahead and throw him in the circle. He can be there. He can be accompanying Booberry. Now, Frankenberry, while I like all these guys, I think they're all well designed. I think they're goofy and cool. Frankenberry is a little bit of a different story. Frankenberry is, to me, dangerous. Frankenberry is a genetic freak. Frankenberry is 8 feet tall, 300 pounds. He is a shit brick house, just absolutely built. And I think I might be too afraid of him to want to smoke with him. Do I think he's a nightmare? I don't think he's a nightmare. I'm gonna throw him in don't wanna, because I'm just a little bit perturbed. Toucan Sam, one of the most classicest mascots of all time. Toucan Sam, he's always on some Indiana Jones shit in his commercials. He's always adventuring around to the Galapagos or whatever. Oh, that's good. So, I believe he should go in Amazing Sesh. First of all, Australian accent, cool and good. Second of all, I like his vibe. He's not harassing kids or anything. He's not a Cookie Crisp wolf. Most importantly, I just think he'd be able to regale you with cool travel stories. Okay, now we're getting to the big dogs, the big hitters. Tony the Tiger is a personal hero of mine. Encourages student athletes, has been around since the 60s. Generally, very well-natured guy, represents one of the more delicious cereals on the market. That's a life-changing smoke, man. I think I start smoking with Tony the Tiger. He starts telling me about some new CrossFit P90X shit that he's on. I start doing it simply because I want something to text Tony the Tiger about after we've smoked. And in doing so, I think I've become healthier. I might live an extra year because of Tony the Tiger's teachings. Because the way I'm doing shit right now, this is full of vodka. That's not true. It's bourbon. Okay, we're dealing with another group here. Fred and Barney, sort of an analog to Apple and Cinnamon, because Barney's a cool motherfucker. I don't know the last time you checked up on the Flintstones, but basically the plot of every Simpsons episode is that Barney is super cool and chill, and that Fred Flintstone is like a bad, mean, selfish guy. Not to overgeneralize, there's a lot of variety in all the Flintstones episodes. However, that's a pervasive theme. I'll throw them in buds. I think that they would be a good hang just for the ability to teach them about future technologies. I feel would be pretty rewarding. I think that they would appreciate learning about the iPhone. I think that they would take an interest in the iPhone. I'm thinking a lot about showing them maps. This fucking guy. For those of you who are not aware, the cereal Honeycomb had a mascot for a while that you can remember the commercials because they're genuinely scarring. They had this guy who was Crazy Craving, and he is the physical manifestation of one's addiction to honeycomb cereal. Something I've never personally dealt with, but that I'm sure afflicts millions of Americans. I don't like him. I don't like the way he looks. I don't like how short his arms and legs are. Absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Fitting right in with Cocoa Puff and the Predator Wolf. I can't lie, I don't get the best vibes from Honey Nut Cheerios B. There's something about him, he's a little Michael Jackson. He's a little too leaning into his childlike wonder still as a grown-ass man. And I get that he's like trying to connect with kids and stuff. He's a little cute. He's a little cute for me. And I don't want to smoke with him. He's got one of the best cereals, don't get me wrong. One of the absolute best cereals. I don't particularly want to smoke with him though. Diggum, the Honey Smacks frog, is an undeniably amazing sesh. He's a cool, chill guy. He's a micro celebrity. Like you could brag to your friends. You could be like, oh, you know who I saw last night? And they'd be like, who? And you'd be like, the Honey Smokes frog. We actually smoked together. And they would be like, oh, he's real. And you'd be like, yeah, it's fucking realest dude I ever met. Lucky the Leprechaun is in the category of people who are like running away, like preventing children from getting their cereal. He's gatekeeping. And anyway you slice it, like that's not cool. I guess if you find him, you get a pot of gold. So if you find his cereal, that's a pot of gold equivalent to some. But if you're not gonna give kids your cereal, why be a cereal mascot? Tony the Tiger, he's out here every day. He'll go into your house and give you a bowl of Frosted Flakes. He'll go to your soccer game at the YMCA and bring you a giant bowl of milk immediately after you ran a lot. Lost my train of thought. I don't want to smoke with Lucky. I'm sorry, I don't want to do it. If you do, tell me about it in the comments. I don't want to do it. I've never seen this man before in my life. I don't know him. I understand that he's a frosted mini Wheatie, or maybe a normal Wheatie. No, he's frosted. That's a frosted face. I mean, no, I don't want to smoke with him. Come on, just because he's wearing Converse, I think I want to smoke with him. I don't want to smoke with him. Positively not. No, absolutely not. So the circle right now is pretty tight. The circle is Chocula, Crunch, these two guys, Boo Berry, Diggum, Sam, Tony. So even though it's like I'm putting a lot of people in the do not want, ultimately we're having a balanced smoking experience. Sonny the Raisin Bran son is maybe in a similar category to the Honey Nut Cheerios bee. His name is Buzzy or something probably. I'm not getting a lot of personality off of Sonny, me personally. And I remember when Raisin Bran's mascot was the California Raisins, and that was better. I've seen some boxes of Raisin Bran where he has sunglasses. Maybe if they'd chosen that picture, I would be like, oh, Sonny, he's actually a freaking cool guy. He's actually wearing sunglasses inside in a photograph that he knows was going to be used for a lot of things. But since that's not the case, I'm not smoking with him. Is he a nightmare? Is he a nightmare? He's certainly not great to look at. He certainly has too many raisins. And as someone who doesn't like raisins, maybe he's top of nightmare. Because he's not the worst guy in the world. However, definitely don't want to smoke with him. Maybe all these guys are so crazy that their rotation would actually be good. So we have to send in a wholesome guy to make the rotation even worse, because then you have to experience the tension between them. Speaking of tension between them, Snap, Crackle, and Pop are toxic as fuck. They are not getting equal amounts of shine. There was a fourth one, by the way, who they cut out. They had a bonus guy that they were like, actually, we don't fuck with you anymore. If you think that's not true, literally Google it. There was a fourth one of these guys, and they were like, nah, let's pare it down to 3. For that reason, because they fired their friend, I'm putting them in Don't Wanna. I don't think they deserve Nightmare. I think they deserve Don't Wanna. Guys, I got something to say about Sugar Bear, and that is, Sugar Bear is a life-changing smoke. If you don't know Sugar Bear's game, I urge you to reconsider. He's been out of work for a while. He was, I think, maybe even the original Honey Smacks guy before they went with Diggum. Maybe that's right. I know he had a cereal, to be sure. And he was kind of like a beat poet. And he just kind of talked like this and was super chill all the time. And it was everybody else in the commercials who was all fed up, and he just kind of kept it nice and easy. He wears a sweater with his own name on it. The confidence that exudes, pretty sweet. Sugar Bear, positively life-changing to smoke with, and would also, it would be great to be sitting in between like Tony and Sugar Bear, because Tony, he's kind of an intense guy, but he's a positive guy. Sugar Bear is positive, but he's very mellow. So you would get, you know, there's levels to this shit. Okay? Nobody thinks about this shit as much as I do. Last but not least, but maybe close to least, is the Trix Rabbit. Now, the Trix Rabbit goes in the same barrel as Lucky Charms, Cookie Crisp. He's got an unhealthy relationship with the cereal that he's representing. Now, we could extrapolate and be like, no, he's just an actor in his world that's like the spokesman for this thing. I'm choosing to take what's happening in the Trix commercials as canon, and I believe he's around too many kids too much of the time. He goes next to Cookie Crisp because I get bad vibes from them. I do. I don't get good vibes from them. I get bad vibes from them. And that's the list. That's a good circle. That's absolutely a good circle. These guys at the far end, like, they're getting further from you, but still, like, vibes are good. We're singing Kumbaya. Captain Crunch brought his bongos. There's peace. There's peace in the world. For once. So if you like this video, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to make several more of them. If you have an idea for one, leave it in the comment section below. Also, who would you smoke with the most? I want to know. Leave it down in the comments. This has been Stoner Yoshi. Thank you and good night.